What's going on, guys? My name is Oreo Token. Let's get into this TWAB. We got a lot of things that's happened this week, so let's kind of go through and talk through some of the stuff going on. So let's take a look at what we had in the beginning of the TWAB. It's a heavy beginning. This is basically talking about this past week. We've had a lot of people come forward, courageous men and women come forward, talking about different harassment stories and abuse through the Destiny community, through video games, through different things like this that they've had to go through. And a lot of streamers' careers, rightfully so, have been destroyed for the things that they've done. And that's pretty major. Some major streamers have been destroyed for the things that they've done, and they've done a lot of wrong things. Don't get me wrong. What they did was wrong. So there's a lot of things that are going on there. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration, sadness, empathy. There's just a lot of hate going on right now, guys, and that's just something that they want to bring out and talk about. And Bungie's reaffirmed that their commitment is to enforce a standard of code of conduct to their platform, basically saying, you know, be inclusive to everybody. Don't hate on other people. So just be human and be kind and be those two together, you know? Embody what you would want yourself to be, what others to be towards you. Just be a good person. That's a lot of things right there. So we'll leave it at that. We'll move forward. The next thing is Iron Banners come back next season. So the big things that are happening is we're getting two reprise weapons, auto rifle and a sidearm. Sidearm's a Suros sidearm, so it's a automatic full auto fire weapon. So that looks like, if you've ever had the Dead Man Walking, that thing can be deadly. So the rolls on that I really want to pay attention for. The next one is an auto rifle. It looks like a 600. A 450 auto rifle at the forward path. 450's got a little bit of buff this season, so we'll see how that plays out. But they also included 2 additional perks we'll talk about later. The next thing is reissued weapons. So here are a list of the reissued weapons: the Shining Sphere, the Swarm of the Raven, Talons of the Eagle, Bite of the Fox, Oring's Maul, and Criminal's Dagger. Unfortunately, some of us already have god rolls of these weapons, so they will not be infusible like all of my Bite of the Foxes that I have. So I'm going to go delete all those and regrind for them, unfortunately. I'm actually kind of upset about that. So I'm not the only one in this boat. I know it. So let me know what you think about how you feel about these reissued Iron Banner weapons. Now let's talk about the new perks. Iron Grip, which improves the weapon stability at the cost of reload speed, and Iron Gaze, improves weapon targeting acquisition at the cost of stability. Looking at these perks, these are kind of substantial. They're really substantial, actually. So let's start talking about Iron Grip. What Iron Grip does is that it massively improves weapon stability at the cost of reload speed. So what that is, that's a 20 stat boost in stability with a minus 40 reload speed. So if your weapon, like the Criminal's Dagger's reload speed, is really bad, that's gonna hurt a lot. Another thing that you can do to maybe get around that, though, is, you know, if you have auto-loading transverse steps or a dodge roll from a hunter or a rally barricade, that'll help bring some magazines back. That's kind of how you get around that, honestly. But Titan, I would prefer being a hunter or a lock-gear for this, but 20 bump in stability could be really big to see how it would work on a hand cannon or an auto rifle or sidearm. That'll be very interesting to see how that works. The Iron Gaze, the next thing that it does is it massively improves the weapon's target acquisition at the cost of range. Range is a very important stat in this game, so I am very, very cautious about this one. It is a minus 40 range. That is huge, guys. Minus 40 range. Some weapons don't even have 40 range. Like, that is massive. So it'll be interesting to see how they balance that on the weapons. But the minus 40 range stat with a 20 aim assist. I'm not a fan of this perk at all. I'm just going to throw that out there. I just feel like that range reduce amount is just way too much. It's like a nerf to range. It's literally a nerf to range, and the aim assist isn't worth it. I don't see it worth it on controller. I play on controller. I don't see it being worth it. So that is just my 2 cents on those 2 weapons, or perks. But I don't see I just don't see how, especially the Gaze, is worth it. Let's move on. Let's look at the armor set. So this is a reprise armor set of the Iron Fellowship set. I think the Warlock looks like a turtle. I'm not going to lie. That just looks turtley to me. The whole thing looks like a turtle. That's a turtle. But Titans, I like the Titans, and the Hunters looks pretty good. The emblems look pretty good too, so I like that as well. The next thing, skill-based matchmaking has been disabled. Yes. Oh, yes. This is going to be fun to run a group and just wipe the floor. So happy about that. But, you know, tell me what you think about that. Do you like skill-based matchmaking being gone? Some people don't. Some people do. It's very interesting to see what they say about that. The next thing is, now that on Juneteenth, we talked about having a pin that's coming out, and the pin is now ready for you to get. So go get this pin. The pin looks really cool. And the emblem and the banner also is pretty cool too. Just basically equal justice for everybody. That's basically what it's supporting. The next thing is Twitch Prime. If you're coming from Mixer and you have people you want to see on Twitch, Twitch Prime is a great way to support them. If you have an Amazon account, definitely sign up for that and get Twitch Prime. This week's Prime loot is a emote, a sparrow, a shell, and a ship. So that's up to you if you want it or not. I like that. I like that shell. That's pretty cool. The next thing is, if you donated to GCX, you'll be getting email later on what's coming into your mailbox and when you're going to get your stuff. Prophecy Dungeon, they nerfed the final checkpoint because people were farming it, and they removed that checkpoint. They are exploiting it. They weren't farming it, they were exploiting it to get stuff. So they removed that out of the checkpoints that are saved. The next big things are basically, if you don't get drops at 750 power anymore. If you run a solo Prophecy Dungeon, it will actually give you that credit. And the Tommy's Matchbook Catalyst was no longer removed from your quest inventories. Those are the big ones that are there. And then current known issues is, if you finish the quest, you're gonna get it back again. For Tommy's Matchbook, it means the end quest is not working. Trinity Ghoul is not counting for Chain Lightning kills. The Jade Rabbit Fate of All Fools perk is not activating. And then if you bought the Be Heard collectible pin, they tell you how to get that and be able to get that pin. But yeah, that's the TWAB. The things I'm interested in is how these two perks play out. I'm not a fan, honestly not a fan, but I'm interested in the rolls I can get from the side I'm in the auto. That will be kind of interesting to see if I can get that back into my loot pool and see how those play. I'll be trying to farm those. Definitely you should too. Other than that, my name is Oreo Token. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.